रामाचार्य ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंजी गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावनम की जय, मथुरा धाम की जय, सीतामाधपुर धाम की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, गंगा यमुना माई की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। I go Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo, all glories to Samudivoti, all
Hare
glories to
Krishna.
all glories to Samudivoti,
Hare Krishna.
Guru and Guranga. Okay, we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 1, Text number 9. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
We'll read the Sanskrit. Yada chapata pahita sabhayam jagadgurum yani jagata Krishna natani pumsam amritayanani rajodu meni shatra punyalesa. Yada chapata prahita sabhayam jagadgurum yani jagada Krishna natani pumsam amritayanani rajodu mene sata punyalesa. Yada chapata pahita sabhayam jagadgurum yani jagada Krishna Nathani pumsam amritayanani rajodu mene shata punyalesa. What is?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yada cha Bharata Prahita Sabhayam Jagat Guru
You
Riyani.
didn't waste.
Oh, I'm saying Hare Krishna. Yada cha Bharata Prahita Sabhayam Jagat Guru Riyani Jagad Krishna Natani Pumsam Amritayanani Rajoru Mene Chata Punyalesha. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Jada cha partha prabhitaha sabhayam jagadgururyani jagada krishna natani pumsha amrita yanani rajo me shata punnalesha. Hare Krishna.
Yada. Go ahead. You go ahead. Yada cha partha prahita sabhayam jagadgururyani jagada Krishna natani pumsam amritayanani rajorume nakshata punyalesha.
Yada chapatha prahita sabhayam Jagadguru yani jagada Krishna Natani pumsam amrita yanani Rajau mene kshata punya desha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yadacha partha prahita sabhayam jaga guru yani jagada krishna Natani Pumsham Amritayanani Rajoru Menakshata Punyalesha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jyoti. Now we're going to read the word-to-word translation. Yadha, when, Cha also, Partha Pahita, being advised by Arjuna, Sabhayam in the assembly, Jagat Guru, the teacher of the whole world, Yani, Zuz, Jagada, when, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Na, never, Tani, such words, from some of all men of sense, Amrita, Ayanani, as good as nectar, Raja the king, Dhritarashtra or Duryodhan, Uru, very important, Mene did consider, Tata, dwindling, Punya Klesa, fragment of pious acts. Translation by Divine Grace of Bhaktivedanta Swami. Lord Krishna was sent by Arjuna into the assembly as the spiritual master of the whole world, and although his words were heard by some like Bhisma, a pure nectar, it was not so for others, who were completely bereft of last farthing of pious words. The king, Dhritarashtra or Duryodhan, did not take the word of Lord Krishna very seriously. Therefore, Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Lord Krishna, who is the spiritual master of the entire universe, accepted the duty of a messenger and, deputed by Arjuna, went to the assembly of King Dhritarashtra on a peace mission. Krishna is everyone's Lord, yet because he was the transcendental friend of Arjuna, he gladly accepted the role of messenger, exactly like an ordinary friend. That is the beauty of the Lord's behavior with his pure devotees. He reached the assembly and spoke about peace, and the message was relished by Bhisma and other great leaders because it was spoken by the Lord himself. But due to the exhaustion of the pious result of the past deeds, Duryodhan or his father Dhritarashtra did not take the message very seriously. That is the way a person who have no credit of pious deeds. By past pious deeds, one may become the king of a country, but because the result of the pious acts of Duryodhan and company were dwindling, it became evident from the action that they were sure to lose the kingdom to the Pandavas. The message of Godhead is always like nectar to the devotees, but it is just the opposite to the non-devotee. Sugar candy is always sweet to a healthy person, but it tastes very bitter to a person suffering from jaundice. Om Jnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Guru Shabapita Kantara Kanta Namaste Satya Kanchana Kauram Radhavindavani Hari Vishudam Tikiri Tanam Samvipuru Sakapata Yogya Chapita Sindhita Yoga Chapatitanam Paranelu Vaishnavi Vivadaya Krishna Prasad Krishna 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 We'll read the translation again. Lord Krishna was sent by Arjuna into the assembly of the as a spiritual master of the whole world. And although his words were heard by some like Bhisma as pure nectar, it was not for other others who were completely bereft of the last farthing of pious words. The king Dhritarashtra or Duryodhana did not take the words of the Lord very seriously. So it's a nice verse. You can see how merciful Krishna is. When Krishna become your friend, then everybody is equal to the Lord Samoham Sarva Bhutesu, as those who render devotional service or friend to Krishna. So Krishna is acting like an ordinary friend to Arjuna and to the Pandavas, and he personally, you know, went to the assembly of the Kaurava, the assembly of Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, to deliver the message of peace. But unfortunately, some of them, like Bhisma, who was a very great devotee of Krishna, every word that Krishna speaks is like nectar to him. But for the others who are sinful, who are acting impiously, they cannot take Krishna's word seriously, like Duryodhana, Dusasan, and Dhritarashtra, and the others who are on the side of Duryodhana. They think that Krishna is just an ordinary. Actually, they even offended Krishna. Duryodhana even offended Krishna when Krishna went to deliver the peace, the peace message. And what are the peace message that he going to deliver there? Anybody remember?
He wants them to give five villages for 5 Pandavas.
He went and asked them, just gives the peace message is there, like for Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra to give the Pandavas, the kingdom, part of the kingdom to them.
Villages.
And so that's to avoid a big war between the brothers, between the cousin brothers, to avoid the battle of Kurukshetra. But they didn't listen. Actually, Duryodhana even offended Krishna. Like Krishna, who are you to come and be on the side of the Pandu and try to to bring this message? We're not giving to give the Pandava even a drop pin of land, and they were acting very impiously because they didn't even accept Krishna. They think this Krishna is just an ordinary person. And it just on the side of the Pandavas, and they don't even care about what Krishna has to say. But on the contrary, devotees like Bhisma, we were really relishing each and every word message that were delivered by Krishna. Krishna was acting as a spiritual master, and try to create peace between the two parties. But and we can say, a lot of people say, if Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, why did he allow the battle of Kurukshetra? I heard that many times from people who doesn't read the scripture, don't have any understanding of the scripture. They say Krishna was responsible. He is God. He could have stopped this battle. But Krishna, and they don't know that Krishna personally went and delivered the message of peace and wanted peace among the cousin brothers. But unfortunately, like Duryodhana was so proud and full of false ego and acting so impiously, and didn't even care what Krishna had to say. So that was his downfall. So, and in this verse also what struck me, Prabhupada mentioned the purpose, and so many times I say about pious activities. And what are pious activities? So, and in Prabhupada books, he talk a lot about Punya Tirtha, Punya Shravanam Kirtanam, Punya, and so many places about Punya, about what is pious activities. Or one was the morning walk on Prabhupada. He was talking about punya. He said punya means pious activities. After doing so many years of simply pious activity, one may be elevated to the transcendental platform. So pious activities cannot be compared with transcendental activities. But it may help in the long run. Therefore, transcendental activity does not depend on pious activities. It is not, it's not dependent. Then it will take a long years, but automatically become pious, achieve the result of our activities. So that pious activities. But we cannot compare pious activities to transcendental activities. That is one thing that Krishna and Prabhupada said. But those, who act piously, that there's so many kind of pious activities that people perform. Maybe perform in the mode of goodness, maybe perform in the mode of passion, maybe perform in the mode of ignorance. And also Prabhupada says there's so many pious trees also. Is that the trees that gives a lot of fruits and give fragrant flowers, all these fruits, they're like the pious trees. We're just reading them. And the trees that didn't have any fragrant flowers, didn't produce any fruits, these are all impious trees. And then among human beings also, there's some pious people, they like to give charities, they like to, follow the rules and regulations, religious principle, and they like to do puja, they like to give charity, they like to, to invite devotees and feed devotees. And this is all pious activities that, like practical pious activities that we witness, and we can say why some people are very wealthy, they have so much good education, they are good looking, and they have plenty of money, and they're very wealthy, and they live so comfortably in this material world. It is all due to the pious activities. Because these pious activities, if they don't continue, you know, performing pious activities, this will dwindle, like Prabhupada and said, that in the purport, like Duryodhan and Dhritarashtra, due to the past activities, they're acting like a king. They have the power. But because they're acting impiously and their pious activities are dwindling. They're losing all their pious activities. And and that therefore it is very important for us, what is this pious activities? Also pious activities mean, for sukrita. And impious activities called dukrita. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, there's a famous word, and that's Krishna's mission. What is his mission? He said, Paritranana sadhunam
Paritranaaya sadhunam vinasaya
Karna
chatusha
vinasai taduskritam dharma samstapana daya sambhavami.
bhavami devhi.
That to deliver the pious and to annihilate the impious, I descend every millennium. So that's as Krishna, Krishna, he didn't come, in this material world, just, it's come for the benefit of the devotees, to deliver devotees like his few devotees. One example in the purport is as a Pandava. Krishna was very, very good friends of Arjuna and the Pandava. He was always there for them in any difficulties that they were put. And most of us, we have read Mahabharata, you can see that Dhritarashtra and, along with Duryodhan, they had given so much trouble after trouble to the Pandavas, because they were so envious of the Pandavas. But Krishna was always there to protect them. Krishna was always there to, be with them. So those who constantly remember Krishna, want to serve Krishna, want to be friend of Krishna. Krishna is very, very, very merciful. That's why it's called Bhakta Vatsal. You know, out of love, we even act like a messenger, you know. And Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is in charge of the whole universe, who is, you know, everything that comes from him. He doesn't need to do that, you know, just go and be, you know, like it's acting like a messenger, even like a chariot driver, you know. It's Krishna out of love for his devotees, you know. He he act, you know, as a good friend to Arjuna and helping them. So we take shelter of Krishna, make Krishna that everything, you know, Krishna is everything for us. And we so fully surrenders to Krishna. Like it says, Sarva Dharma Parichana. We give up all other dharma, all kind of pious activities. And Krishna will surely Sarva Dharma Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Bhaja Aham Tam Sarva Papebhyo Nasuchaha. You know, and if we Sarva Dharma, we give up all kind of religious activity, all kind of Dharma, but we just surrender Krishna and make Krishna our only shelter, you know. By making Krishna our only shelter, he will free us from all kind of sinful activities and all power impious activities. So, so what is the best way, you know, to be free from all sinful activities? Also, very nice verse in Bhagavatam. You can Shravantam Savakata Krishna Punya Shravana Ketanam. Vidahasto Here Bhadrani Vidonoti Surit Patam. So it says Shrivatam Swakata Krishna. We should always hear Shrivatam, Shrivatam hearing, Swakata, the pastime, the activities. You know, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita about Krishna, and he and chant Sravana Swakata Krishna and always chanting the holy name of the Lord. In that way, you know, we perform pious activities. We perform a pious activity in Shivata. They were very, very pious. Shivata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. It's Punya for Shravana, by hearing, by chanting about the Lord of the Lord, or the Lord names. And that's why, you know, like Prabhupada and all our acharyas in our disciplic succession are always asks us we have to constantly hear, you know, about the hear and chant the holy name of Krishna and the activity, hear the pastime of Krishna, hear the activities of Krishna, you know. And also Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Janma Karma Chame Divyam Imam Yoveti Tarpataha. Janma Karma Chame Divyam, his activities and his Janma, his birth, everything is Janma Karma Chame Divyam, the transcendental. Chakpa Deha Punarjanma 90 months Arjuna. Upon leaving our body, we do not have to take birth again in this material world. And whoever is serious in material element, to be deliberate in this material world, so we have to always hear about Krishna, about his activities, Janma, about why Krishna appeared. What is Krishna, you know, and hear the holy name and constantly chant the holy name, hearing from, you know, from advanced devotees. So we have a lot of opportunities, nowadays we can say we can, if we're willing, if we have this desire, we can always hear about Krishna, because especially through the social media nowadays. Previously you have to have a book, you have to sit down and read and everything. Now we can hear even while driving, even while cooking, even while you're doing other activities. You just put a tape, you can hear. You can put, there's all kind of lectures going on, unlimited lectures on the internet. We can hear about the Supreme Lord. So in this way, like our heart also get purified, and also we're acting according to what Krishna wants us to do. as part and parcel of Krishna. That is our constitutional position, to be connected to Krishna, to be linked to Krishna, somehow or other to hear about Krishna and to make Krishna as our only shelter. Um, and another thing you say, sometimes we say, why, like a lot of people, even after hearing so many times, they come to the temple so many times, still they didn't have any desire to render devotional service. They don't have desire to chant the holy name of the Lord. So my family members know me, I've been with them for so many years, you know, they know I talk to them about devotional service, you know, that they don't even care about devotional service. They are so materialistic. They just want to, some of them, they just, my immediate, like our cousins, like aunts, some aunts, they still like, they don't even care about devotional service. You see, just leading a materialistic life, dressing nicely, going, eating all kind of, like food that's not offered to Krishna, that is not suitable to offer to Krishna, and just living their life and making money. That is life, but they don't know, what the real goal of life. Why, even they got the opportunity to hear about Krishna, they don't have any desire. And Krishna, he said that in Bhagavad Gita. Why? Anybody know this verse? Why people do not take to Krishna consciousness so easily? Anybody can say why? Why people are not interested?
I'm thinking about that. Prakritehe kriyamanani gunaini karmani sarvasaha ahankar vibhuda atma
Atma
tataham iti manyate.
ataham iti man. Yeah.
That's what
Translation?
that's what I'm thinking about that
Yeah,
sloka.
that's also very nice. Akiti kuya manani gunatama vibhaga saha ahankara vidatma tatam imanyati. Can you say the translation, Madhusuma?
Um, everybody thinks that they are the doer and they have the pride, and that's what they do. That they are the doer and they have pride and
Due to the mode of material nature, Akiti kuya manani.
Guna karmani.
Guna karma, they are affected by the primordial material nature.
yeah.
They think that I am
And
the doer. Prakriti ko. Ahankara vimudatma.
ahankara vimuda.
Yeah. There is
But I can do, I
ahankara.
am doing. That's that feeling.
Okay. And also there's another verse. It's 728 in Hawaii, It says, Ye samte antakata papam jananam punya karmanam bhajati mohanir mukti bhajantam mam vidavrataha. It says, person who have acted piously in the previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful action are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. So that's very significant verse. You say people who have acted piously in the previous life and in this life. And we can say, like lot of devotees, you know, they've been doing such a, like they've been leading such a simple life before, like eating mother cow and doing drugs, how can they, because they're acting piously in this life. And these people, what will you say about it? And they and they got them and they become devotee of the Lord and become great devotee of the Lord, so sincere, and they made so many devotees. Okay, this is all due to the mercy of the great Vaishnava like Srila Prabhupada. You know, because the causes, that's why you say sometimes we got the causeless mercy of the spiritual master. So they got the causeless mercy, most of us we got the causeless mercy from Srila Prabhupada. It doesn't mean that, maybe some, we cannot generalize everybody, that, were sinful in this life. But many of us are very, like, acting very impiously. They still, after hearing, after getting the message of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and hearing Srila Prabhupada and associating with Prabhupada, dedicated devotees, sincere devotee, we became devotees. It's just due to the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada. On the other hand, also we have, we had did some pious activity in our previous life. That's why for some devotees, it was so easy, just by coming once or just by reading one Srila Prabhupada books, and they just accepted, Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they want to dedicate their life to serve Krishna. So due to them, to some pious activities that they performed their previous life, and also at the same time getting the closest mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavacharyas. And he said in the assembly also, like Bhishma was very appreciative of what Krishna has to say, and Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra do not care about Krishna. Because the Duryodhana and Krishna and Dhritarashtra, they were acting in a very deceitful way, and it is very difficult for them to transcend the desire of hate. They're always hating the devotees of the Lord, the Pandavas. So that's why, they cannot accept Krishna's message seriously. So that's why many of us also due to, like when we read in Veda, because we cannot be freed from all dualities. We cannot be free from sinful activities. That's the reason. We don't take to Krishna consciousness seriously. But that those who take, who make any endeavor, who have got Krishna consciousness, then they will become freed from all kind of dualities, and they will start engage themselves in the loving service with determination. I'm going to read. I'm going to read a little bit more about Prabhupada in several places talk about. I say, who can get out of this sinful activity? Those who are engaged in pious activities. Pious activities. If you act always in pious activities, then there will be no chance of committing sinful activities. These are the impious activities. If you stop this, then there's a chance of bad activities. So that's the only way, like one can act in pious activities. Because then by acting in pious activities, then we can engage in devotional service with all our heart, with so much strong determination. Nothing can waver us from serving Krishna. Whatever happens, we don't get influenced by the material energy, by the material association. Okay, Prabhupada also says, simple activities you can avoid, punya karmana, by discharging punya karma, pious activities. And what is the pious activities? Simply pious activities. If you simply hear about Krishna, that is pious activities. These are acquiring pious activities, result of pious activities. Pious activity means to cleanse the heart. So that also is a Prabhupada, affirm it in Bhagavatam 126. He said that we simply have to hear about Krishna. That's how we can accumulate pious activities. And whoever, who are hearing regularly Srimad Bhagavatam and are very, very eager to hear about Krishna, and not engage, the time in just discussing mundane things and gossiping and talking, engage in things that are not related to Krishna. And devotees who are always, eager to hear about Krishna, chant the holy name of Krishna, and render service and devotional service to Krishna. In this way, they're actually acquiring pious activities. And like the verse I just read, he said, the person who have acted pious in this life, in the previous life. Even though we did not do in our previous life, but actually there's no it's never late to start acting, piously. So that even in this lifetime, we don't go back to Godhead. We don't get our heart and Him. I think in the next life, because we're acting pious in this life, we're accumulating so much pious activities, just by hearing and chanting, rendering devotional service, but definitely, previous life we get a better birth, or in this lifetime only, like if we like Krishna Sarva Dharma Paritam, Krishna will cleanse our heart. We cleanse our heart from all kind of sinful activities we had performed. So, and there's always hope. There's only a hope in following Krishna consciousness, in being in the association of devotees. So we should not, sometimes, people think, I'm very fallen, I'm not qualified. I'm great devotee. They say that, just to teach us a reason. But some people say, I'm not qualified. I cannot chant, I cannot be like you, I cannot be like you. And I know, like always chanting Hare Krishna or go to the temple all the time and do service to Krishna. I cannot be like you because our other thing to do, Everybody is a servant of Krishna. Devi Swarupaya, Mr. Krishna. It is meant for everybody. But some people take time and some people, due to the past activities, they're very enthusiastic, in serving Krishna. So that is a good fortune. But it's never late for those, who have really desire, they should just quit with the desire and continue, and act in Krishna consciousness from our associate with devotees, hear about Krishna, and all these activities that we do, the night process of devotional service, really help us, to cleanse our heart and to go closer to Krishna, and to be, ultimately, to give up this material body, and we don't have to come back in this material world. Everybody, well, this material world is not so fast, it's not a place for gentlemen. We cannot, there's always, birth, death, old age, disease, and people are not happy here, completely happy. If you want to be eternally joyful, the only way is to cleanse our heart of all our sinful activities, all impious activities that we have done, and just take shelter of the holy name of Krishna. And Prabhupada, so many places talk about, about punya. Here, the so-called pious activities, that's also sinful activities. That's our mental concoction. We are made. This is pious and this is impious. When we are diseased, contaminated, so where is the difference of pious activities and impious activities? In the material world, there cannot be any pious activity because the result is suffering birth. Then where is your pious activity? So it's simply concoction. Okay, Prabhupada said, of course, in the modern civilization, there's no distinction between pious and impious. But according to scripture, there are pious activities and impious activities. We are always engaged in some kind of activity, either pious or impious. If we are engaged in pious activities, then we become happy in the future, not exactly happy, but little. Also in say Upanishad Mantra 1, is very nice verse. Say beyond the sphere of activities, Krishna consciousness. Everything you're doing, pious or impious, generally you're being implicated in sinful activities. Generally, those who are little more caution, they avoid sinful activities and they are pious activities. But even their pious activities is implicated. So what does it mean that even pious is implicated? Pious activities help us, you know, to be in Krishna consciousness, but that is not the, the ultimate way of getting, or, acting in Krishna consciousness, you know. Ultimately, we have to completely sarva dharmam parichana. We have really have to completely surrender to Krishna and act in devotional service. Then we will not be implicated in either pious or impious activities. We become free from all kind of, implication just by surrendering totally to Krishna, and engage in his devotional service. Prabhupada also said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I said, pious activity can be divided into three categories. Pious activities that awaken one's soul and Krishna consciousness are called bhakti to mukti sukriti. Pious activities that best the material appearance are called bhogan mukti sukriti. And pious activities that enable the living entity to merge into the existence of its last 2 hours, the pious activities are not actually fortunate. Pious activities are fortunate when they help one become Krishna conscious. So what we heard from this, somehow or other, we have to take Krishna consciousness, take the opportunities that have been given by our Guru, like Srila Prabhupada, and keep, act wisely, in devotional service. Like what I just read here said, he said that they divided in three categories. Pious activities awaken one's dormant Krishna consciousness. So we all, we awaken our dormant Krishna consciousness. We just have to continue, take it seriously and always hear and chant and cleanse our heart of all previous, impious activities. And this way, Krishna, I will definitely, take care of you and, Sarvapa. Aham Sarvapa Maksayas and Nasucha. We completely go to Krishna. If we act according to what Krishna wants us to do, act according to religious principle. And it's very simple. It is very simple at the same time that we need determination. We need determination. We have to constantly hear, constantly chant, constantly try to avoid acting impiously. What time is it? It's at 9. Thank you very much. Anybody want to add a subtract or a correction? Having correction?
Anybody has any questions or realizations, please just unmute yourself and go ahead. No, no corrections, Mataji, just good reminder that we need to keep Krishna in the center. And, Pandavas always had Krishna on the center. So even though they went through difficulties, and that is sometimes a little difficult for people to understand, I think, why they went through all those difficulties. But success was definitely on their side. And I think success is just in making the choice to keep Krishna in the center. That in itself, I think, is success. To realize that, to understand that.
I think Krishna is the center. Yeah. By always remembering Krishna and chanting about Krishna. And also, in this way we are acting in bhakti, Bhakti yoga is the only way, to attract Krishna. Because Krishna really reciprocate according to how you surrender to him, And Krishna, like you say why Krishna is on the side of the Pandava. Prabhupada gave a very nice example. Why is on the side of the Pandava. He's on the side of the Pandava because the Pandava were always very, very obedient to Krishna. And they were acting very piously and they following all the religious principles. And they were all devotees of Krishna. Normally when Krishna, like we say, like Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, they don't even care what Krishna has to say. But on the other hand, like the Pandavas were always, there for Krishna also. And Krishna reciprocate to us, they surrender to him. And also, Prabhupada says, there's a lot of people like Mahatma Gandhi. Like people say, he was very pious. Prabhupada said, yeah, he was very pious because he was always reading Bhagavad Gita. And he was always like at the end of his life, I think he was singing the Raghupati Raghava Rajaram.
Yeah.
And he called the name of the Lord at the end of it. But at the same time, Prabhupada said that he may act piously, that doesn't mean he is a great devotee of the Lord. He takes the name of the Lord. And a lot of people here, they chant the holy name of the Lord. They didn't accept Krishna as the supreme personality of God. They act according to their own whims. So that doesn't mean that they are pure devotees of the Lord. So maybe they act in, like Bogan, like is a free type of activity. They still, that is what is called. We are made the parasite and parasite when we are diseased. We said parasites are best to material appearance for Bogan and parasite is only in the mood. And that the Bogan, we call Bogan Mukhi Sukriti. Fire activities, with so much material desires. So what are desires of Mahatma Gandhi? He accepted Ram, but he didn't accept Ram fully, like a pure devotee of Krishna. So he pies in one way, at the same time he's not completely pious.
Yeah,
Because
I think that is sometimes that is where people get a little mistaken.
yeah,
I've heard a lot of people say,
yeah,
it's not important to pray, but it is important to be a good person. How do you qualify how to be a good person? And when you're talking about Mahatma Gandhi, I mean, I've not studied him all that much, but what I heard is that he fought for independence for the Indians. When he was in South Africa, he fought for the Indians' rights. But Africans were the natives there. They were not, he did not fight for them as much as he fought for the Indians. So then he is also on the bodily concept. He was a good
body concept.
person. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not a bad person. Pious activities is good. I mean, to be pious is good, but it is not enough. And there is a big difference between, being good and when people say be good, we don't say we should be bad people. When we pray to Krishna, we are not saying you can be bad. And as a matter of fact, it's an aparadh to commit sins on the strength of the holy name. So, but people get a little confused, and they think being good, giving in
he's a good
charity is
person. Yeah, he's a good person because and there's a lot of people who are giving a lot of charity and everything, and they're feeding a lot of people and everything. Like many missionary, in other religious groups, they are Parsis. They will go and give clothing and they will give food, but they will give them like meat, meat to eat, and you see the religion say you have to help those who are needy, but they don't know, the implicating these people also in simple activities according to the scripture, according to the Shastra. And that why Srila Prabhupada, said we feed the poor and it gives them Krishna Prasada. It's food that is offered to Krishna. If you just offer meat and all kind of, simple food, and then you're implicated in simple activities and you're implicating those you're helping also in simple activities. It may appear to be pious activity, charitable, charitable. But also Prabhupada said you can give people clothes, you can give them education, yeah, but if you don't free them from the repetition of birth and death, what's the use, of doing all this stuff? Then the goal is to, of Krishna consciousness is to help people to be free from the repetition of birth, death, old age, disease, from being eternally free from all kind of suffering of this material world. That's what we're doing.
Hey, Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Very nice class. You talked very nicely about pious activities. So it's important to realize that Krishna conscious or transcendental activities are more pious than the other kinds of pious activities. Very important. And you said that you used the word mental concoction. Could you please elaborate? Mental concoction, all the desire for the
Yeah, let me. Yeah, Prabhupada said that here. That's what I read. What Prabhupada said. Prabhupada said, Parasakti divided into three categories. Parasakti awakening one dormant. Krishna consciousness for bhakti, Mukti Sukriti. Parasakti the bestow material opulence of our above and Mukti Sukriti. And Parasakti enable living entity into the existence of lost to our life or unfortunate. Spiritual fortunate may help. Oh, the complexion. Yeah. Yeah, can you in what when I know Prabhupada said that somewhere.
There's one shloka here, and that says that when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, and man thus purified finds satisfaction in alone himself, is said to be in pure transcendental concoction. So, not I'm sorry, pure transcendental consciousness. So, all the desire for
Yeah,
sense gratification arise from mental concoction. So, that's what I was thinking, mental concoction.
I say in Srimad Bhagavatam 3:26 I say, here the so-called activity, past activities that are simple activity, that is our mental concoction. So like I was just mentioning, like people do a lot of kind of good thing, they appear like they're doing pious activities. That is also simple. Prabhupada says that is also simple. That is our mental concoction. We think that they're performing, and we have made this pious and this is impious. So when you're diseased, contaminated, so where the difference between pious and pious activities? The material world, that's why Prabhupada is our mental concoction.
So,
So
mental
we don't know.
concoction, sinful
We
activity.
still simple at the same time. But
Yeah, okay.
yeah, we're sinful. At the same time, we were just talking about, we're talking about pious and impious activities. Prabhupada said in the material world, there cannot be any pious activity because the result of suffering birth, then where's your pious activity? So it is simply concoction. That's what Prabhupada said. This is
Yeah,
Bhagavad 26:5.
okay. What is the number?
Bhagavatam 3:26:5.
3265. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so mind is not under the mode of nature. This sinful activity can happen. That's called mental concoction. There is no pious activity. So impious activity.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Mm. Okay.
That is my mental concoction. Mean that people are still sinful and it's so-called impious activities that Prabhupada said. That is our mental concoction. Concoction means, we think that is by activities.
Yeah. Okay, but that could be impious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, everybody. And somebody from the temple.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
You do a lot of seva.
You want to say anything, Mataji?
You do a lot of seva in the temple. And that's
Okay.
enough for you.
You're acting piously. Devotional service.
Devotional service.
Accumulating pious activities by serving Krishna.
That's all we have to do. Anyway,
Ultimately,
you do a
our
lot.
goal is to love Krishna. Don't
Yeah.
expect anything.
And that's why you can say so purely. I think that's why you can say these things. So because you experience it. So
God gives you strength. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have the opportunity,
We're not that fortunate. We are
previously. We have some pious activities previously, like the verse Bhagavad. We said the person who have acted piously in the previous life is some antagata papam. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
For a nice class.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vancha, Kalpa, Tarubhyaja.
कृपासिन्धोऽप्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।